Do that. And that's cool. We're good to go. I believe we're good to go. Perfect. Okay, guys. Wow. I'm just watching this right now. Do some lovely moves to the upside. Guys, I'm looking predominantly for buys right now, or not right now, but I mean in this session. And this is only to do with the this is purely totally and utterly to do with the higher time frame candles. So the 45-minute wick to the upside, the 1 hour is been taking out the wick to the downside, the previous wick already. The 2 hour, we're looking this 3 hour. So I'm looking at the 3 hour candle to take out the wick. Once we break this area to the upside, you guys have known how this move works. So once we break this area to the upside, we're predominantly looking to try and attack the rest of that wick to the upside. So there is a high possibility that we will, or I've seen it before, and disclaimer for anybody on this call, nothing on here is a guarantee whatsoever. Please know that. Only ever trade with what you can afford to lose, and our past results are definitely not a guarantee for the future. Let's just quickly dissect this yellow area to see if there's any supply zones in between that may stop us. We'll go through the time frames: 10-minute, 5-minute, 3 minutes. I mean, there's nothing. It is a clean. Oh, there we go. So we've got one. So be prepared for a pit stop here, or maybe even a rejection here. So that might be TP1. If we do this, there's our first area, and go to the 1 minute, and let's take a look at that and see. And then there's a second area here. So we've got two areas of interest, but from previous experience, there's a very high possibility. Goes to the 12-hour bullish, goes to the 8-hour. Look at the 8-hour flip zone as well. So we may not be ready to go up to there yet, maybe not. However, there's a very high possibility that's going to happen. Cool. I will see. Let's see. All right, I'm going to. So I'm in buys already. So I'm going to put my settings on so I can. How are you guys doing? You okay? Eva, how are you feeling?
Well, thanks for asking. I've been better.
Yeah, I definitely know this one. Definitely know this one. When are you heading back from Spain?
Friday.
Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, let me share with you. So my thought process. So I took a buy last night when market opened and took out the low. Unfortunately, I got stopped out, but it was nice because I only risked about 0.25% that was at risk there. Let me just get this up so I can see you guys as well. Hey, good to see you guys tuning in. Harriet, Danny, what's going on? Celeste? Good.
Morning.
Good morning, good morning.
I've literally just got back from a run. I've got sweat running down my face.
Don't I am. I went for a run the other day, no top on because it's super hot here. I thought, you know what, I'm going to go to the coffee shops. It opens, and nobody's normally there as soon as it opens. And they ended up, the coffee machine wouldn't roast properly, so I had to wait 20 minutes. It's like an oven in there. Everyone starts coming in. I'm just stood there like a sweat box. So yeah, definitely know that one the other day. Okay, cool. Good to see you guys. So basically, I looked to take sells last night when price opened. Let me share with you what happened. Junior, did you catch your buys? Junior,
Hey,
you there?
no, I didn't catch it.
How comes?
I was working yesterday and I realized I saw the price that wasn't near my area, so I cancelled it.
No way, brother.
I know, but I checked it
You
this morning. It would have stopped me out by a pip
got you.
because I saw the rejection.
Got you. Okay. So I when market opened last night, I was curious here. I was curious to see if it would take out the previous New York low. So I took buys here. I had a stop loss covering all the other liquidity to the left. So this one and this one. I had a stop loss comfortably covering all of this, only risking about, I think it was like 0.3%. And then I woke up and saw this. And then I was like, oh, damn. You know what it did? It basically took out Junior's area. So that's what I saw. And I'll show you what that was in a second. However, looking at it now, all I should have done was market opened. You can see, had a little spike up. Then this drop happened. I then took a buy here. Instead, all I should have done was put a buy stop here at this area once it had come down to this zone, and then have my stop loss at this low, and then do it. So it's really nice to take some of these trades sometimes and get stopped out, purely because you can go and analyze and see, all right, what would I have done differently and where did price go? Now, if we go over to the left, what we're talking about, this big move to the upside, you can see that's the area here that Junior had identified yesterday, which is this zone right here. Let me get this up for you, which was this. Now, it's funny because Junior, yesterday we were looking at this, there was no gap, right? And I remember you saying there was a gap below. Is this the gap you're on about? Yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Correct, right? Now, interestingly enough, if we go back in time and then we go to the 1 minute, let's go to the 1, and you can see it's not there. So strange, very strange. Anyway, let's go over to where price is. That was Junior's area that you had mapped out. You say it would have stopped you up by, there you go, look at that. That's a great call though, great call. So nice one on that. Okay, price is looking to do the break to the upside. All right, sweet. So let's go through the process now, map out the chart so that we can see if we can identify something. As I said, I'm overall very, very bullish here because of the 3-hour candle. So we've got the area above the 3-hour to flip. We have 2 hours and 20 minutes left. Previous 3 hours. So this is what we're looking at here, guys. This 3-hour candle here, look at the wick to the upside. Next one tried to come down, tried to take out a large portion of this wick, got stopped here. Okay. Next one has come down, and now we're looking to continue to the upside. So I'm extremely, it doesn't mean we can't pull down first, but I'm extremely bullish with this move. There's other confirmations for that as well. 45-minute. Okay. Then we go to the, which one was it? 3 hour, 8 hour. Can you see the 8 hours doing the same thing? Nice big wick to the upside, having this pullback at the moment. Cool. Let's go to the 12 hour. 12 hours extremely bullish as well, as is the daily. So overall, I'm looking for buys. However, we may get a slight little pullback at first. So let's see. Let's go and map out the areas. So let's map out the trend. So there's multiple trend lines that you can put in here. So the first one is this. So originally it was to here. Okay. And actually, if I leave that there, can you see where we are now? Like so. And then I can also do here like this, which was originally like this. There you go. So I could do this one as well, or I could do to the wick. Okay, so I'm actually going to ignore that, and I'm going to do this like so. Okay. Actually, do you know what? It's not even necessary. Not even necessary. I'll leave it as it is right now. Cool. That's actually really nice. Okay, that's the downtrend. Then we are also on an uptrend. So we're coming into that wedge where something special is looking like it's going to happen. So let's do from here, like so, to this area. And sorry, this one should be red. My bad. Cool. And this one's green. And then we have a second one from here, like so. Okay, cool. So let's make that green as well. Great. Okay. So there we go. That's the daily. If I turn on the Ichimoku cloud, we're well above, and EMA well above all of those. Great. Daily, I can't map out anything at the moment on the daily here, but below there is an extremely strong area right here that is going to take some effort to break through. Okay, so that's mapped out. All right, cool. Nothing else to see. Let's go to the 12-hour. 12-hour, we've got our supply zone. That's the target we're aiming for up here. So let's make that a dark red. Nothing else that I see at the moment. Turn on the cloud. We're above everything as well. Okay, great. 8-hour. 8-hour, as I said, I'm looking for the 8-hour to, once it flips, the yellow, then coming into these extra supply zones. I'll map those out shortly. There is a double confirmation at the top here. So I'm going to, poor grammar, I'm going to map out an area right here and make that a straight line and make that a dark color. So we have two areas at the top here of interest. Downside, absolutely nothing to see for me. TK lines well above, EMA pointing up, everything's pointing to the upside. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour. 4-hour, we have a really nice demand zone down the bottom here if ever price does decide to break to the downside. Inside of this zone that I'd mapped out, I can't see anything at the moment. So this one I might not use as much in the future, but we'll wait and see. Let me get rid of this one as well at the moment until we go to the 1-hour. Okay, great. That's the 4-hour. If we turn on the cloud, okay, great. EMA, perfect. Nothing else to see. Let's go to the 3-hour. Yeah, so this move is predominantly based on the 3-hour and a couple of other higher time frames. Nothing else to see at the moment there. Let me do the 3. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to leave that on right now so I don't have to keep going back to it. Okay, 2-hour. I've got another confirmation down the bottom for the demand zone. I am not going to pay attention to this big green zone because there is not much going on there at all. Let's look over to the left. Nothing as well. Okay, great. Above all of the indicators, I see nothing right now. 1-hour. Okay, so the 1-hour candle and this area that we're looking at, nothing down the bottom. We're above the indicators. The previous 1-hour candle closed as a bear candle. Okay, this one now, no top wick, has been pushing down. So my theory on this is based predominantly on the 3-hour candle. So the 3-hour candle, I'm looking to flip to go to the upside. Now, remember what I said, guys. The 3-hour candle is built up of 6 30-minute candles, all right? 6 30-minute candles. So it can make that move whenever it wants to, all right? If it wants to make that move. Now, currently, we've used one of them, and we're actually currently in the second of the 30-minute candles. Okay, so this was the first one. This is the second one. We have a nice support created here. All right, and so I'm very cautious that if we do break these lows, then there's a high possibility we're going to come back down. So I may get stopped out, no problem. But until then, I'm now looking to see if there's anything inside this zone that gives me an indication of us pushing to the upside. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. In terms of trying to find it right now, it's, as you can see, totally and utterly consolidating. Now, other factors come in. So we're going to map out the Asian high and Asian low. So let's do this. So here up the top here is the Asian high as well. So let's make that blue. And then we've got liquidity down the bottom with the Asian low down here. Perfect. And we've already taken out all this other liquidity. And then we have a nice New York low down the bottom here, which I'm not expecting us to attack anytime today. Now it can, so always remember that, but I'm not expecting it to. Let me get rid of these. All right, so that's the 1 hour. Let's go to the 45. Let's turn off the Asian range. See what we can see here. That's 45. Let's go to the 30. Okay, nothing to see at the moment. So I'm only really focusing on this area now, on the 30-minute. If we break above the Asian high, Then we've got areas of interest, but right now we're only really focused on this area here. So that's the 30. Let's go to the 20. There's nothing to see here on the 20 either. Let's go to the 15-minute. Okay. So now I can start to see this slight uptrend that's being created. Yeah. You see that? Okay, so we've got our slight uptrend here. Okay, cool. And we've got a slight downtrend created as well, which is basically here, which you can see we're trying to break above as we speak. Okay, coolio. Let's see what's going on. Great. Okay, let's go to our cloud and our EMA. And let me just go back to the 45, see where we were on those as well. Okay. Great. Okay, so we're above. When look at what is happening now. So something's telling me that this is going to come down first, purely because the yellow has gone above price randomly for some reason. Go to the 30-minute. We're above all three of them. Very strange why I did that. We're above all three of them. Now we go to the, where's the 20-minute, above all three of them. You can see the nice trend line being created. Go to the 15-minute. Great. So the 15-minute has already retested this supply zone, demand zone down the bottom twice. You see that? Really nice. And then we go to the 10-minute. Perfect. Let's go to the 5-minute. Great. So now on the 5-minute, we're creating a really nice demand zone. On the 5, remember, the lower the time frame, the less strength it is for holding price up sometimes. Nice. Great. Let's go to the 3-minute. Cool. We've got our second area. This is kind of our insurance policy here. On the 3-minute, we've got a 2-minute. So over here on the left, that's our first area. I'm going to put a line just here, just to make you aware if it does reject at that point. At that area here, that's the reason. It's the wick of this white candle. Okay. All right. Down here, we have a second confirmation. If price comes here, or price potentially rejecting. And let's go to the 1-minute. Great. I did see something else on the 1, but I can't see it now. Yes, here. Great. Okay, cool. That one's actually been used. Okay. It's been used twice, so I'm not gonna map that one out. Great. Okay, you can see I am predominantly looking for price to maybe have a slight little push down. And all I'm looking for are buys at the moment, guys. Now, if we watch this on the 1 hour and the 2 hour, the 1 hour is closing as a bear candle. So I have two options I closed out my buys right now because I believe it's going to pull down slightly. So I have two options. 1, wait for it to come down, take a buy. 2, wait for it to come down even further, take a buy. Or 3, wait for it to come down and then turn into a bull candle and take a buy. Or 4, wait for it to break these highs of the 3 hour and the 8 hour and then take a buy. However, even though this is going with the volume, the trouble I've got is the gap between here and here is not very big. So if I'm going for this move to the upside from this zone, which is what we call the safer ones, there's only 20 pips available. So providing 20 pips is enough for you, then that's basically the potential move. Otherwise, yes, I am only interested in this type of move. And if it does come all the way down to here, this is where I basically, so there's 40 pips available, possible 50 pips plus. Okay. So now if I'm looking for a 2-to-1, my entry needs to be pretty good and my stop loss needs to be pretty tight to be able to do that. Now, here's the second thing. If it does do that and it comes and stops me out, now I know that we're either going to hit here as a resistance and continue down so I can start changing my analysis, or it can come down and then do something like this and then break back up. And that's when I can potentially take my second shot. Okay. Potentially. So that's why having a stop loss is important for this, or having a certain amount you're willing to risk when you're in open trades. Okay. However, 5 minute is looking like it's just wanting to go now anyway. So maybe it's missed. I don't know. Let's see. Any questions, guys? We have 8 minutes left.
I have a couple of questions.
Perfect. Let's go.
First of all, your two red support levels
Support
on the top there.
Supply. 2 minute and 1 minute.
Supply zones. What are they based on? I just couldn't see it when you mapped it out.
2 minute.
That one. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And 1 minute.
All right. Thanks. And
No
then
worries.
another question. If you look at it like on the 8 hour, couldn't you expect that it would go like 50%, go down 50%, like to, if you Fibonacci that 8 hour candle? Wouldn't you expect a pull down to like 67 and then back up?
Well, remember the percentages here. Let me move it to this side so you can see it a bit better. Remember the percentages here. Yeah. We're floating around the 236 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's essentially at that area now. Remember, it doesn't always just hit perfectly where you think to.
No, I know, but I was
once we see
expect it to happen.
Of course, you've got to expect, if you're married to your analysis and you believe it's going one way and only going one way, game over. Yeah. So you have to be humbled. Actually, trading, I've said this on the call the other day. Yanni, good to see you. Paola, good to see you. Trading is one of the hardest things with trading is accepting you're wrong and losing, and understanding that you have to lose. You can probably lose more than you win to win the title. It's crazy. So it's a real head mess because most people are bad losers, right? But yeah, it can definitely come down that far. It's just there's no areas below this support that give me that confirmation. So I don't foresee, you got to paint the picture and try and figure out what is going on. And I don't foresee that we are going to come down this far because we've already hit that area earlier before, which is here, right? But now what you do want to pay attention to is that's the marker of the low. Okay. So if we put this here and we come below this area, there's a high possibility we're going to fall down to this zone down the bottom. Yeah. Okay. But the 8 hour, if you turn all this off, it's purely a case of if you're looking predominantly more on the higher time frames, you should be targeting this 3391.6 today, based on the 8 hour candle, which has 6 hours left to take out this wick to the upside, and based on the 3 hour candle as well. Once we break, you guys have seen me draw this so many times on calls now, when there's the bull candle with the wick to the upside, next candle is a bull candle, only takes out a certain percentage of that wick to the upside. Once this breaks that high, you're near enough good to go. Very rarely. And even if for whatever reason this pulls back and stops you out, now put your marker, because when it comes, it's just a pullback ready to continue, right? That's all it is. And so there's many examples that we can give of this. There's one right here. Okay, should have taken out the wick. When it eventually comes back, straight through it. And I can do this on multiple time frames, guys. Okay, so here's a really good example again. Here's the wick. Should have taken it out. Should have taken it out. Once it comes back, takes out the wick. Yeah. Let me show you one more, and then we'll go back over to the chart. Here's a great example. Wick to the upside. Should have taken it out here. Didn't. So if we draw a line over here, now look at what happens. And if you look at the low of that black candle, we don't ever break that low. And then all we do is just attack that wick to the upside. Yeah. Really important for people to start identifying that. And if you can identify that on multiple time frames, it gives you more confirmation that that's more than likely what's going to happen. Hence why now you can see what's going on. That's why I am more inclined to be looking for buys than sells right now. So my overall consensus is that we are looking to try and catch this ride to the upside. Now you can see we've got our trend line. Look at this, really nice trend line being created here. That aligns nicely with us tapping into that zone. However, what you have to look at is, are there any other areas now of interest? Yes, there is, right here. So that might be the buy zone. Okay. That there. So if we move that up slightly, that might be the zone. If we don't tap it within the next 2.5 minutes, 2 minute, 3 minute. So now it's just a case of how far down can it come before it continues to the upside? Or the second option is you just set this as your high now, right here. Okay, and wait for it to break that area there. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you guys. But yes, so again, going back to the 1 hour, now this is based on the 1 hour, why I got out of the trade early, is because instead of holding it, I wanted to close in profit and then see if this comes down first to take out a large portion of this wick. So the safer option for me is wait for it to come down. Once it breaks wherever it opened, then try and ride it up. And again, overemphasizing, we have done 2 of the 6 30-minute candles, and this one is looking like it's going to close engulfing. Okay, so this is the first one. This is the second one. If it closes engulfing, really nice, down and then break to the upside. That's what we're looking for. Okay, TP1 for me would be, well, I would definitely be cautious once we hit this red line because it could reject slightly. And then up at this area here. So there's around a 40 to 50 pip move here, just depending on your entry. So let's keep it on the 3, 2, 1. Let's keep it on the 1 hour. Now, if you were a hyper scalper, then there is a possibility to catch 10, 15, 20 pips to the downside first. So let me turn that off. There are. But it's not necessary. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you. So let's see. Good luck. Let's go to the 1 minute and watch this and see what happens here. And we've already tapped that area here, so it may have done the move already. But it's closed as a bear candle, or closing as a bear candle, I think. So maybe it might come all the way down here now. I don't know. It's a tricky one to guess where it's going to come down to. So how does it close? Does it close as a bear candle? Yes, it does. I'm expecting this to push down first. So now you just want to pay attention to this trend line here. Okay. So now once you see an engulfing break that trend line, that's when you want to get ready. All right. And because of the 1 hour candle, because of the 1 hour, even if it pushes up slightly now, I'm expecting this to drop first because of the 1 hour candle. So I'm expecting this to come down, take out a portion of this area, maybe only 50%, because we've got a nice support resistance area here on the left. Does that align nicely with my green zones? Yes, it does. Just wait. Literally just wait. 1 minute. If it goes anyway and just engulfs and breaks, perfect, no problem. Then we know if it does that, then we know once price does come back down to this area, this is our sell zone to take out the rest of this wick. Okay, but I would not be convinced yet. I would be sitting and waiting. I've seen this move so many times, think that it's going to go up and it pulls back crazily, and then we can identify. Let me turn off these because they're a little bit too much, aren't they? Great. Okay. What about you guys? You guys see anything? Here's your pull back down. That's why I said if you wanted to try and scout that based on the wick, it's possible, but you just need to have a good broker with good spreads and be able to have the risk tolerance to be able to get in and get out. How did the 30-minute close? No, it didn't. So just wait. We have to wait now. This is a waiting game. I'm going to move this. Let me move this out the way a little bit so it's a bit clearer for us to see. Okay, cool. So these zones or the zone down the bottom. The more I'm looking at it, because it tapped these green zones already, this is going to be a sniper entry here, by the way. That would be a sniper entry. Yeah, cool. Let's leave it like that. Okay. I still wouldn't be looking to enter yet. There's your supply zone that we need an engulfing above as well. So that's the first sign. Yeah, supply zone here. Let's make that red. And I think many of you that have been on these calls said that we totally abused that one. And we've got stuck at this area now. Let's go to the 2 minute. Let's go to the 3. There's no sign of it yet. So let's go to the 5 minute. Let's keep it on the 1 for now. Patience. This one's all about patience, guys. Anybody have any questions while we're waiting? Eva, did you have any more questions, Simon?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Okay, so we're respecting the supply zone right now. Okay. I'm entering now. I'm going to take one shot now, and if I get stopped out, no problem. But that is my entry in here. I'm going to have my stop loss at the low here, roughly. All right, quite a tight stop, and I am aiming for that area. Now, if it comes back down, I know that I'm going to have to get stopped out and take a second shot when it comes back past wherever it gets stuck at. All right, so let me explain to you what I mean. So right now we've come up to this area here. Okay, we've come up to this area right here. So this is my zone that I can map out right here. So between here and here, do this and do this. That's the area now for my next entry if I get stopped out here on this one. Now I've gone with such a low lot size with this one. There is a potential I could take the second shot down here. I'll analyze as we watch this. But because we've closed above this area here, I'm curious to see if that's the move. The only thing that's slightly on my mind is the wick to the downside of the 1 hour candle. We haven't taken out a large portion, but we did get stuck at where we said where all of this resistance is. So, yep, that's me. I've taken the shot. Let's see what happens. Do we create a rally-based rally here to the upside? And then I am going to aim for, how far is this? Let's go to the 5 minute. So that's 30 pips there. Okay, so that's my move. Let's take a look on the 1.
Question, Mr. Hunt.
Go on. Go on, mate.
I see you got an area marked out in the yellow at 79.17. If you are you waiting for it to break, for it to go to the upside, would you wait for it to a bullish candle above it, then wait for it to reject back down, then push back up for buys?
Well, these ones are difficult because I think that's the 8 hour. Yeah, it's the 8 hour high. Okay. So it's difficult to judge these ones sometimes. It really is. The trouble you've got is, like, where are you expecting it to go? If you're going to get in and your trading plan, are you able to trade the way you trade? Are you looking for 8 pips, 20 pips, that like 40 pips? Is that how you trade? And if it is, then it's a case of you understanding the process, right? And then being able to take it. Otherwise, if not, then you want to try and identify when that break happens. So right now, this is a great example. I will take a second shot down here. And then after that, if we break any lower, I'll get stopped out and reanalyzed. All I'm looking at now, this is very simple for me to be able to see. This area right now where we've created that high, once we come back to that area, oh, damn, I missed it. I was talking too much. There we go. I actually missed a really nice entry there. Cool. So I've taken a second entry now anyway, right? Now this area where it's just created this nice high on both 5 minutes, that's the zone that I'm looking for. So basically, as soon as I see us clear this, that's when now I've got my confidence to be able to take it. Yeah. If we continue down now for whatever reason, I get stopped out on this and then I wait for us to come back up and see this move. And then I know when we break this area, this thing should be going to the upside. Okay. Yeah, so it's up to you. That's the 8 hour and this is the 3 hour. Here, 3 hour, 8 hours. So it really depends on your confidence level and how you want to do it. You know, should I have waited for us to tap into this demand zone? Well, it's easy to say. But when you see certain moves, you've got to take the shot on how much you're willing to risk and then just ride it and see. And if you get it wrong, perfect. What have you learned from the situation? What have you learned from it, right? And then now you can see we've got that another supply zone that's been created here. So that's just my market now. Once I see we engulf above that area, there is and I'm talking about this one here. Now that's basically my confidence level telling me that that is a high possibility it's going to happen. But this whole entire move that I'm looking at is based on the 3 hour candle and the 8 hour. The 3 hour has an hour and 40 minutes or an hour and 50 minutes left, which means we've only participated in 2 30-minute candles of the potential 6. So this could bounce around still and mess around with me for a while, right? So it really just comes down to understanding what's going on. Go to the Ichimoku cloud, go to the EMA, wait for me to see an engulfing break that. I think that will be your marker now, guys. If you're not able to handle the risk element or the stress, wait for that, and then that's your move. Until that happens, no worries. Very annoying, though, my entry. I missed that from talking. Look at that. It's lovely. 2, 3 minute, 5 minute. So you just got to wait. So you've seen these are these sniper entries, or if you want to wait and just wait and wait for it to break this area, this one here, I'll make it gray. That's your main marker for confidence level. Why is it pushing down? Remember what I said? It's all down to the 1 hour wick. We're taking out the wick to the downside. Okay, keep an eye on this. See what happens. And then now all I'm going to wait for as well is it's either the 15-minute or the 30-minute. I'm going to wait to see when I get an engulfing candle. And once I see that engulfing candle, that's going to be my extra confidence level of that we're going to make that move. But until then, we're below on some of these, so it's not ready. It's not ready yet to go. Keep it on the 1. Just keep the drawings on, and there you go. Other than that, guys, there's not much else that I'm interested in at the moment. I wouldn't be looking at the supply zones up above if we come up to those. I wouldn't be looking for, I wouldn't try and look for, I wouldn't try and look for sales at those areas purely because I wouldn't be looking for sales at those areas purely because momentum to the upside is so strong. I really wouldn't. So just be careful if that's what you're looking to try and do. Okay, price is looking like it's having a surge to the downside at the moment. I'm still not convinced this is going down, but if it does, no problem. 2 minutes, let's see if there's any other areas to the left. 3 minute. Everything's pointing down on the short term. 5. So wait for it to break that trend line to the upside. 10 minute. 15. 15 minute. Okay. Yeah, so that's your play. The safest trade is wait for it to come, break that area, and that is the move. Until then, this has no interest in coming down right now. Coming up, sorry, right now. There's your 2 to 1 is roughly there, like so. Let's turn off the cloud. Let's turn off the EMA. Let's go to the 30 minute. Let's go to the 1 hour, 2 hour. Let's go to the 2 hour. Take a look at the 2. The 2 had the wick to the downside as well, which we're breaking. Let's go to the 3 hour. 3 hour has no intentions of reversing as we speak, but you'll see it. When you see that rejection type of move, you'll get it. You'll understand it. Otherwise, I can't identify sells. So I'd have to just sit and wait and see how the market moves. Any other questions? Eighth hour. 4 hours taking out the wick to the downside. 3 hour. That is a beautiful, beautiful push down. Let's see this now. What liquidity have we got here? Interesting. Okay. Well, I've been stopped out anyway, so now I've got to sit and wait. Let's sit and wait and see what happens here, guys. Other than that, I don't see a trade. Look at that. Let's see. There's your trend line, the original trend line. Now we're looking at this. For whatever reason, that looks like it's taken out some liquidity down the bottom. Just got to sit and wait. 10 minute, 15 minutes, a new 15-minute candle. Other than that, guys, I don't really see anything else. It's just going to be boring to sit and wait. So that is the move. I don't like to be on the chart too long. If nobody else has any other questions, then we're done. I'll post in the Telegram chat what the move that we're looking for here. So do pay attention to that. And otherwise, if you are looking to take the trades, be careful. There is volume in. Let's be careful of that. And my girlfriend is calling right now. So take that. Cool. Anything else, guys? Going once, twice. Perfect.
Thank you, David. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure, pleasure. All right, guys, be careful, yeah? All right,
Cheers.
take care. All right, bye, 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 bye.